Hey guys, it's Macy,
And Ashley.
and you're listening to the Geeky Gals. And we know it's been a really long time.
It's been a year, girl. It's not just like a long time. It's literally been a year.
No, I was listening to our last episode too to just like catch up on things, and how we were like, I promise we have a steady schedule.
I remember that. We're like, promise we have things planned out. We're not gonna we're not gonna just like leave for a few minutes and come back, and then we didn't
for a year. That was like the longest break we had, and we did have things planned out. We just got busy, and we didn't know anyone was listening to our podcast, to be honest. But we have gotten monthly listeners, apparently.
So, thank you. Even though
thank you,
I
guys.
don't know where the frick that came from. Like, I appreciate you. Like,
we need to do like
came out of nowhere,
a shout out or something. But like, thank you guys. You know who you are if you're listening, because
you know who you are.
You know who you are. Because you are what made us start doing. Because we were like, oh wow, there's actually people listening, and they like our podcast.
They actually like us. They like listening to us talk for an hour. That's really weird.
And go off topic.
Mm-hmm. Like we are in.
No, okay. And also, our old episodes are really cringy.
Don't listen to this, please.
They're really bad. No, and please, if you're new here and you're like, oh, I kind of want to binge their podcast, Don't go, like, to the very bottom. You can listen to, like, some of the more recent ones, but I promise our old ones are really cringy.
Do not, whatever you do, go to the first episode. What you need to do is go to us reacting to our first episode.
Yeah, that one's actually,
funny. Because we make fun of each other. Well, we do it, like, every episode, I guess.
Yeah, but, like, I would seriously delete our old episodes, because they're so bad, but... You guys seem to like them, so...
Yeah, because they're probably literally
they're making fun, and they're like, these girls are so stupid.
Ew, it's like when we watch Hallmark movies, you know?
Yeah, that's true. We just confess as how we watch Hallmark
I mean,
movies.
what? We don't do that.
They're fun to make fun of. And also, we did get a new mic, but I think we had this mic in our last episode.
Yeah, and then...
Hopefully it sounds better, because, again,
sounds
like, our old quality is terrible, and I can't stand it. Are we gonna tell them what we're doing today? In the middle of a yawn.
Sorry. We're literally recording this at, like, 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
Which, oh no, I'm so tired. Yeah, bro, I don't go to bed until, like, 11.
That's still pretty early, up to, like, people's standards.
Like, well, I didn't want to sound crazy, but like, I don't go to bed until like 3 a.m.
Yeah, I don't go to bed at all, actually. I stay up all night.
I'm nocturnal.
No, these are the things that are like, the roommate that goes to bed at 6 a.m. versus the roommate that gets up at 6 a.m. I'm like, you are not staying up the entire night.
I think the most I've stayed up till is 4 a.m.
What? When was this?
It was when I had to sleep out in the freaking recliner in the living room. And I was like, I could not fall asleep. No matter what I did.
Girl.
Because that recliner was so uncomfortable.
Sounds like excuses.
No, I was really like bored at that point. I was like, this is annoying.
Well,
and I was seeing stuff. It was scary.
Okay, we do not need to talk about this at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, forget 3 a.m. 4 a.m. is pretty scary.
Okay. Well, anyway, moving on. I'm like, I don't care.
I don't care about your traumatic experience.
Today we are reacting to Star Wars unpopular opinions. That was Ashley's idea, so...
Because I love to do them. Because I love making fun of people.
We have a lot of good ones, too. I collected them today.
Star Wars is a very, I feel like, controversial...
Very toxic. That's a good word.
Yeah, there
toxic.
You go. Since I can't pronounce controversial. Today I'm having problems like
are you good?
Saying words, or like I keep mixing them up. So I apologize if I do that in the video.
The video?
Freaking heck.
This is what I'm talking about. I do not see a camera.
I see one right there.
Okay, we're moving on. We are moving. Oh, and also, we won't make a promise. Like last time, where we said we would be really like searching. What's the word? Consistent?
Yeah.
And we weren't.
At all.
Yeah.
But
But
least consistent you can get.
literally we're like, well, I promise it leaves for a year.
Just like,
but yeah, we did plan out episodes in like 2 weeks in advance. So yeah. I'm not gonna make a promise, but like I'm telling you guys, we have episodes planned, so you can count on us. Hopefully.
somewhat.
This does not sound very reassuring. Okay, wait, did we already tell them what we were doing? Oh yeah, unpopular opinions. I'm sorry. We haven't done this in a while.
Oh my gosh, we're so rusty. Sorry, forgive us.
Okay.
Click stop. That's enough.
Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I don't know where you're
Oh, by the way, I have to preface, some of these theories have spoilers, obviously, for the movies, because that's where the majority of the opinions are. And for the shows. If you have not watched Bad Batch, Clone Wars, Rebels, Mandalorian, any Star Wars show that's out, then you might want to wait, because literally the first one is even like a Book of Boba Fett spoiler. So,
ready?
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Give some like the.
Oh, and I got these from the internet, by the way. I just like found them. So
okay. The first one says Cad Bane is dead and should stay dead, even though he's my favorite character and they didn't do a very good job with killing him off. Bringing him back would just be super anticlimactic.
Oh my gosh, girl. Freaking English,
I sound
please.
dyslexic.
Yeah, you do. You just
I can read up on
every single word. Okay, yeah, I mean, I think he should stay dead.
I don't see any reason why he would need to come back.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like,
he's like so old at this point.
Yeah, it was time to him to die. Like, I'm sorry, but like, he's an old man.
And he died in the most savage way possible. I'm sorry. Like, I was so glad to see him Book of Boba Fett, but he's literally, isn't he like 80 years old?
He's like 70 or something.
Like, bro, why would he come back?
Old man.
No, he's dead. Please stay dead.
Please. I like in any future Star Wars projects, I literally don't see a reason why he would need to be there.
At all?
I didn't. When I started watching Book of Boba Fett, I didn't see a reason why he needed to be there either. But like,
that's it. It's because Book of Boba Fett was failing, and they threw in random cameos to save it.
So like, oh, add Mandalorian in there.
Yeah, I know, but really, like, I love Cad Bane, but he should stay dead.
Yeah, old man.
And his death was like, I feel like his death was anticlimactic in a way. Like, I feel like he should have died in a better way, but still, he slayed.
He slayed the day away.
People that are like, oh, he looks weird in live action, need to shut up.
He looked perfectly fine. What are you talking about?
He looked great. You guys,
you want to see bad CGI? Go to Marvel, okay?
No, literally. And
go watch She-Hulk
barely
for a
any
bit.
CGI and
yeah.
hit. So also, and people critique, they're like, well, the shade of blue doesn't match. I'm like, it's literally proven that as they get older, the shade of blue gets lighter.
Yeah.
So
the door's right there.
Check that, please. Okay, the next unpopular opinion is the live action shows are pretty weak in terms of story. There's an over-reliance on references, guest appearances, fan service, and plot devices. The whole Mandalorian storyline has the weakest storyline in all of Star Wars.
You know what? You're not wrong.
What? I just don't know.
No, because, like, okay, maybe I'm just basing this off of Mandalorian Season 3, but compare it to, like, Rebels Season 4. Or Rebels Season 3.
Yeah, you stop doing it just off of Season 3 of Mandalorian, because it's not good. Like,
okay, but, like,
I felt like Mandalorian Season 1 and partially Season 2 had really strong storylines, and I liked the show.
I feel like, yeah, like Season 1 and 2.
Yeah. And Andor?
Yeah. I'm just like, Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, obviously, those, like, not good. But Andor is probably one of the best, like...
Did you say Mandalorian wasn't good?
I said Book of Boba Fett.
You said Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. You literally did.
I said, oh, and Book of Boba Fett, because that wasn't good.
Okay, sorry.
You should be sorry.
Continue.
Oh
Oh my gosh. Sorry, sorry. My computer's just acting up, but it's still recording, so keep going.
Okay, what was I saying? Oh, Andor is probably one of the best, like, Star Wars media we've gotten in a while. Because it's just perfect. Okay?
In every way, it's the best. And if you haven't watched it, please go watch it.
Please.
So, but yeah, I don't... Let me check this unpopular opinion again. Let's see. References. Okay, people do critique the live action shows for being too reliant on cameos and references. And honestly, is there something wrong with it?
No, because in Mandalorian, like, I was not mad at all when Bo-Katan showed up because I feel like that was a perfect cameo, like, for the show.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of, like, others.
Like, I think if you do it right, then it's good.
Yeah, Kate, like, Mandalorian did do cameos really well, like Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka, like, perfect, amazing in every way.
Yeah. And I think people should chill.
Calm down a bit, okay?
Weakest storyline. Mandalorian has a pretty strong storyline, dude. That's the reason why it's so popular. Like, if it didn't have a good storyline, it wouldn't be as popular as it is today. But yeah, like, I feel like the others are pretty weak. Kenobi should have been a movie.
I forgot that we had that show.
That's why it's so... that
was really bad. I'm sorry. Like, I wouldn't rewatch it at all. I just don't see a point. It just wasn't good.
No, because, like, it had a good thing going. Like, Darth Vader was pretty good in it, but there was just so many plot holes. I feel like that just kind of made it not good.
No, Darth Vader was, like, amazing in that show. He was the star of that show. Forget Kenobi, I'm sorry.
And Leia was really good. Leia was
really
happy to see her in there. But it just... I
don't know. It kind of felt like a filler. If that makes sense?
Yeah, and I definitely think it should have dealt more with Obi-Wan and his, like, trauma and stuff. Like, it did a little tiny bit, but didn't really go much more into it. Mm-hmm. And I thought that's what we were gonna get.
Just spent 5 minutes to, like, yeah,
yeah,
that's good for
Okay, here's your next one. Another Kenobi.
one. The live-action Grand Inquisitor looks fine. He low-key kind of does, though. Like,
if you haven't watched Rebels, then yeah, sure.
He looks fine, but, like, obviously it's kind of disappointing. Because he looked so good in Rebels, and then we get footage of the live-action version, and he, like, does not look like anything like him. Or, like, act anything like him. Like,
I really don't put the two together.
No, not at all. Another bad thing about Kenobi, it's just, like, that is not the Grand Inquisitor. That is...
It's... No, because, like, here's the thing. If you've never watched Rebels... and you watch Kenobi, then you probably think he looks fine because you have nothing to go off of. But he literally was, like, one of my favorites from Rebels, and just seeing him, he looks so bad.
A major disappointment.
Like, you're telling me you couldn't have done a little better. It was a little disappointing. Okay, next one. Did you see that?
No.
It's only 2 words, and it says Grogu sucks. That's it. That's the unpopular opinion.
Reasons? Like,
yeah, can you tell me why?
Evaluate a little more. I need to know where you're coming from.
Are you okay? Who's hurting you?
How does he? Do you have problems at home?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that? Because why are you taking your anger out on this poor little child?
This literal child.
He's perfect.
He is. Like, what's wrong with him?
He's adorable. And you can't even, like, argue that because he is. And the internet loves him.
Mm-hmm.
Except you, apparently. So.
99.9% of people love him. And that 0.1% is you.
Unfortunately.
The one person.
I feel like, I don't know. Please tell me why you feel that way.
I need more. Okay, Revenge of the Sith isn't very good. There's about 20 minutes worth of greatness surrounded by horrible dialogue, bad pacing, and poor character writing. Too many people think of it as post-Clone Wars instead of just the movie itself. The previous 2 movies setting the bar so far low definitely helped it.
I kind of agree with them.
It's, you know what? It's not the best. But it is, like, it is a good movie, but I wouldn't say it's as good as everyone says it is.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, I'll say it now. Like, I'm going to get attacked for this, but y'all hype way too much about Revenge of the Sith.
all of our supporters are just like,
They're like, okay.
Never mind.
But it's true. Because, like, it's kind of like what they said. I think the other two movies set a bar so low that, like, Revenge of the Sith comes out, you're like, oh my gosh, best movie ever. Even though, like...
It's really not.
It's like, okay, and I also think nostalgia has blinded us. Like, I feel like we all love that movie. And, like, also, like they said,
Sorry
how
for
we
my
think of
sniffling.
it... Are you good? Are you crying?
Just absolutely sobbing.
And he's like... Okay. And, like, that kind of... Are you good? Are you good? Oh my gosh, my stomach is so bad right now. Anyway, also what they said, how you, like, think of it as a post-Clone Wars instead of just, like, a separate movie. I love that movie to pieces, but it is not as good as the other ones.
No.
Like, movie.
Like they said, there's about, like, 20 minutes of good stuff. Like, amazing. But all of the good scenes that could be in that movie, they cut out for some reason.
No, for real.
And, like, so when you see deleted scenes, you're like, this is actually, like, good? Why didn't you keep it in?
It's so... And I agree 100% with the dialogue. The prequels, you can say all you want about them, but you have to agree the dialogue is terrible.
No, yeah. So I don't know what they were on when they were, like, writing, but it was horrid. It was so bad. And watching, like, the original trilogy again, it's just, like, those are such good movies, and I feel like really nostalgia blinded people to thinking the prequels are good.
Yeah.
They're not.
And Anakin Sims. I see you guys. I know you're Sims for Anakin.
I see you everywhere.
You need to have a reality check.
It's not a good movie at all. Well, okay, we're not gonna.
Wait, which one? Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah, the one we were talking about. You
and
know,
like
the one in the one in the
yeah,
movie.
sorry. You talked about like
get on track,
movies.
please.
And like that. No, we're not saying we don't like that movie. Like me and Ashley really love that movie, but so she's timer. She has to go. What are you doing?
I'm getting my Texas Roadhouse rolls. I don't know why. I was really talking to Macy about them and spent 5 minutes trying to pronounce it for some reason. Because I pronounce it Tex House and ow. But
if you hear aggressive clicking, it's because I'm trying to get my laptop to work.
I'll be right back.
Okay, Ashley is back. It's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Wait, can you just go?
You did the Revenge of the Sith one.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This one's a Bad Batch one. We don't have too many of those because it's hard to find. But just Bad Batch, especially season 2, they spelled especially wrong. It's like it's the equivalent of instead of saying specific, saying Pacific.
What?
Look, they literally said okay, anyway. Feels like eternity while watching. It's not enjoyable at all, and I force myself every Wednesday to go through with that 25 minutes of pure boredom.
Wait, how's it boring? I just don't get this one because you're just wrong.
If you can't tell, me and Ashley are really big Bad Batch fans, and we will not take any... I'm just kidding. No, okay, but give me your reasons, please. Because...
How do you say it's boring? I don't get it. Like, I don't... It's so good. Like, yes, some episodes are boring. What do you mean, especially season 2?
That's what I was saying. I was like, I can see why you would think that was season 1, because it's building up towards things. But season 2? There is not... Okay, there was one boring episode in that season, and it was the treasure hunting one.
And that was sniffing. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
It's not like a dog.
Cares. Oh. I feel like we're not having enough...
Like, no one cares about that person's opinion. Because we're on the same page. We're not arguing.
No, I was gonna say, I feel like we don't have enough sass in this episode. Because when I was listening to our old ones, we're hilarious.
We're a little rusty, okay?
Well, I promise. If you came back and
funny.
You were expecting, like, really funny things, me and Ashley will get used to it. We're just...
I'm usually very funny. I'm sorry. I'm usually everyone's favorite.
Let's not go too that far.
Let's not go too that far.
And we specifically record at night so we can be, like,
giggly.
Yeah, because that's what we are.
Giggle.
I hate that word.
I hate the word giggle. It just...
No,
I hate it.
No, and it reminds me of, like in books, when they're like, he giggled, I'm like,
he
excuse me?
just like teasing each other, and it's like he giggled. I'm like, please never do that.
We're gonna stop talking about giggling because that giggle is terrifying. Stop it. Okay, back to Bad Batch. I know. That's the First of all, one thing. If you say that you're going through 25 minutes of boredom, why are you putting yourself through that if you don't like it?
Here's the thing. Like, you have to enjoy, like, a little bit of it. I think you're just lying to yourself, because if you're watching both seasons, like, you gotta enjoy just a little bit of it, like, or a lot of it, and you're just wanting to, like, piss some people off. Like, I don't know, maybe you, I guess.
No, and season 2 is emotionally damaging, and so I want to know what you thought was boring about it. Well, it looks like they're currently watching season 2, so they haven't gotten to the finale, but still, there are depressing episodes in that season. Crosshair has plenty of depressing things to go through.
Wait, so we can just talk about spoilers, right?
Yeah, spoilers for Bad Batch season 2.
Okay, so, sorry, I was giving a second for them to click out. So, you're telling me that when you were watching Teg's death, you thought it was boring?
But I don't think they had gone to that yet.
Well, I hope not, because they're like, this is so boring. Oh my...
They're like, I'm sleeping, snoring,
honk chewing.
As Teg drops the most damaging line possible. You're just like, feeling a little sleepy. Like,
oh my... like a nappy nap coming on.
Yeah, you need to find something else to watch, because obviously this is not
for you, and I don't want to hear you freaking complaining about it.
Here is yours. We're gonna move on before we turn the entire episode on a Bad Batch, because we literally should do a Bad Batch episode.
I could talk about it for days, dude.
Because legit, yeah, like, could go on about. Are you hot?
Yes, very.
No, actually though,
a bit.
I turned my fan off and it's whatever.
Okay, freaking. It says, there are no great Star Wars movies. Even the best ones are just decent. It's the storyline and world building that actually make it worth paying attention to.
This isn't an opinion, this is a fact.
Oh, I thought you were going to disagree with them.
No,
okay. I was like, dang, I don't want to be like controversial, but they're kind of right.
Well, because here's the thing. I think people expect too highly of Star Wars content. It's not supposed to be some Oscar-worthy movies. It's just supposed to be for, like, it's this whole...
They're
kind of like Harry
guys.
Potter. It's like Harry Potter in a way. Like, I'm sorry, Harry Potter movies, I don't think they intended for those to be Oscar-winning things.
Obviously not. Goblet of Fire.
They're just... It's supposed to be just, like, magical, you know? Like, shut up! A fictional world that, like they said, the world building. Can you stop? I know I sounded like a blogger mom, but like
these movies are magical to my children.
You need to seriously shut up. No, but what I'm trying to say is, like, these are specifically meant for world building and, like, great. I don't know. Like, I think people expect too highly of these.
Yeah, they're like, what? It's not top of, like, it's not the best movie I've ever seen in my entire life? Like, no, none of them are. Especially not the sequels. But anyway.
Those were thinking too highly of themselves, and that's why they flopped.
They're like, oh, just because if you slap Star Wars on anything, then it'll automatically be good. No.
No, not proved it.
Last Jedi proved that. And gotta be honest, like, I love Star Wars, but it's not meant to be, like, amazing. Amazing to me.
The shows are.
The shows
saved Star Wars.
Not for real. Mandalorian saved Star Wars.
Oh yeah, that's Disney Star Wars. So thinking
Dave Filoni.
Yeah, there you go.
Star Wars.
No, and here's the thing. I hate how they're like, there are no great Star Wars movies. And then they proceed to say that the storyline and world building are decent and worth paying attention to.
They're like, guys, there are no good Star Wars movies.
But, you know, like, it's
there's amazing Star Wars movies.
You know, it's, like, fine to watch. Like, it's pretty compelling. I don't know. Like, pretty good world building story.
Oh my gosh.
Another timer.
I apologize. I was just about to catch it.
Okay. It is my turn for the next unpopular opinion. And Ashley finally finished her rolls, so we don't have to worry about the timer going off anymore. Okay, this one's a long one. Ready? You ready for this, Ash?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. says, I am not a big fan of the Clone Wars series. I avoided it as a kid when it was on TV because I thought the animation was weird, and I watched it as an adult and thought it was just okay. The Mandalore arc was especially boring to me.
Wait, what? Which one?
I didn't like Satine or Corky's characters at all. Oh, so random. Sorry, I just feel like that was really thrown in there. Despite his appearance, I didn't think Pre Vizsla was a cool villain. This is like all just like random facts that are like not really.
Not really. I mean,
in a way, I'm like looking. Okay, anyway.
You're like,
I kind of think people overrate it due to nostalgia. I prefer the animation and story of Rebels. I thought that show was pretty good, with the exception of Rebels, Yoda, and Bo-Katan. And that's all I said.
Well, bring that back. I need to read off their points so I can refute them.
There was also a thing at the end that said they liked the 2003 Clone Wars better. But I didn't read that because...
go whatever. Okay. So the whole thing about the animation being weird... Okay. The first few seasons, animation is weird.
It's like video game style. Sorry.
And then... Mandalore arc, I'm guessing the one where they're talking about, spoilers. The one where Satine dies. That arc.
Is that like a really...
That one's a good
popular arc? Like, why'd they bring that up?
It is a pretty popular one.
I thought like Umbara and like Siege of Mandalore.
How is that one boring? That one's a good arc. And then Satine or Corky's characters. Corky's kind of stale. I'm not gonna lie.
It's stale.
And we all know what's going on with Corky, but anyway. But we only got like 2 episodes of him.
Also, why? Oh, I forget. I'm chewing. Why is his name Corky?
Because he's quirky.
Can you please tell me why you named him that?
No idea. She was giving birth. Well, I guess it wasn't her. I mean,
this isn't controversial. I mean, this isn't
conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theory time.
No, because his mom,
whoever that may be,
I'll leave that open for discussion. Was giving birth, she saw a wine cork, and she's like, "Wow, quirky."
It's weird.
I don't know, dude. It's getting late. I don't know. And then, how do you not like Satine? She's a slay queen. She's a boss babe.
Yeah. Again, I feel like kind of random. Like, she's a recurring character, but why'd you bring that into your, like, I don't like honestly.
Whoever this person is just has like a burning hatred for Satine. They're like, I don't really like her, by the way.
Yeah.
And then Pre Vizsla is an okay villain. He's not that good of a villain because he's really just like a guy acting cool, and you're really annoying. I don't think he's meant to be a cool villain. I think he's literally like not supposed to be that. So you got a point there. He's not. Think that.
Oh my gosh.
Overrated due to nostalgia. This is one of the biggest points I have of Clone Wars fans. Is it's not the best series. It's kind of bad, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, I love that series to death. Like, I love it. But I also have nostalgia with it. But I feel like we're looking through it with like rose-tinted glasses in a sense.
Can I have a bite?
Girlie finished her roll and really wants mine.
I just wanted a little bite.
You're giving Peter B. Parker with the hamburger, Macy.
I love Peter B. Parker.
I love Peter B. Parker. Okay.
It's a mukbang.
Ew.
I'm just gonna move on.
You know, people are gonna get mad. They're like, it's a mukbang.
I don't care how it's pronounced. It is a mukbang.
It's ASMR. Okay. I prefer the animation story of Rebels. I feel like the animation in Rebels is a bit weird.
Yeah, I thought they just said story though.
I prefer the animation and story.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, you thought the animation of Clone Wars was weird, but you liked the animation of Rebels. I feel like, okay, we're talking about season 7 here. And later seasons, because they pretty much have the same one.
Yeah.
If they knew the Mandalore arc, then obviously they knew about later seasons. Clone Wars is way better.
Clone Wars animation, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. Rebels is better than Clone Wars, and I know everyone's gonna hold me down and shoot me, but I'm telling the truth.
With the exception of a few arcs, Rebels is way better.
Of course, Siege of Mandalore will always reign supreme in every piece of Star Wars media, but
Bussin'.
Story-wise, Rebels is definitely better. But yeah, animation.
Okay, but Yoda is terrifying.
Yoda is terrifying.
Man, okay, if I was walking down an alley and I saw him there, I would start booking it the other way. Do not want to see him in the dark. Well, he's the shadowy figure I saw at 3 a.m.
Oh my gosh. No, and Bo-Katan is like also very terrifying in Rebels. Why do they do her so dirty? She looks so
big
weird.
forehead.
For real. And her hair and her eyes.
Terrifying.
Her face shape.
She looks like if they grabbed the face shape of Yoda and like made it look like a woman.
What the heck?
You know what I'm saying?
Give me that.
What's my
that
privileges?
Makes no sense.
Yes, it does.
Wait, isn't it your turn anyway?
Oh yeah. Give me the bag.
Wait. I messed it up.
What do you mean?
No, I didn't. I think this is it.
Okay, weirdo. Rebels is the best content from Disney era. I can't even see because of the
Just scroll down. No, go like that. She's having issues with my phone.
The Siege of Mandalore are a very close second. Okay. Come on, honey.
Siege of Mandalore is first, but then Rebels, yeah.
Rebels is probably the best content to come out of Rebels is the best content to come out of Rebels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Come out of Disney era. It's just top tier.
It is. Yeah.
Not as top tier as Siege of Mandalore, though.
No, obviously, and like the first season is pretty weak, but still not as weak as the first season of Clone Wars. I mean, come on now.
Wincing.
Wincing. Wincing.
Ew.
Girl, what?
I'm barfing.
Is it because they can't see what you're doing, so you're just like role playing? You're like winces, shudders, cringes. They can't see what you're doing.
You do that every time, and like just gonna be like nods,
laughs, smiles. Okay, we're moving on. I'm sorry.
That was horrible. I'm sorry.
Okay, this one.
Crunchy.
Again, this is like spoilers for Rebels, but that you should have known by now that there's like spoilers in this.
I love how we moved on from that one because it was just unrefutable. Like, right? It's a fact.
This one says Ahsoka should have been killed by Vader in Rebels and stayed dead. It would mean so much for her and Anakin / Vader. Her character has nowhere to go now.
No.
Stop. Ashley has a habit of like yelling into the freaking mic. Okay.
It really proves my point. Emphasizes, I guess.
I see where you're coming from. Because really, think about it. What has Ahsoka... I mean, obviously, the Ahsoka show I'm so hyped for, and I'm glad that she isn't killed off because then we get the show.
Then we get...
But really think about, other than that, where exactly is her character going? Like, other than the show. Like,
when
imagine the show wasn't being made.
When is she gonna die?
Like, for real.
I say that in the nicest way possible because I feel like the whole Vader thing would have given her poetic justice and would have sealed everything with a nice bow. And then...
Oh, those are big words, Ashley.
I know. I'm so proud of myself. Bow is a good word. It's a big word for me. I usually only stick to 2-letter words. Like, ow.
Ow. Okay. What were you saying? Girl.
Okay.
Are you fine over there?
No, I'm fine. Macy just gave me the most scared look I've ever seen.
Because you sound like you were dying.
Passes out. You hear ambulance sirens in the background.
I'm like, sorry guys, the end of the episode.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that she interrupted us. She's such a drama queen sometimes.
Whoa.
What was I saying?
That's the next one. You were saying something about Ahsoka. Oh, how like
tied it up in a nice bow.
Yeah.
And then I feel like now if she dies, it'd just be like kind of left like she died. Like, where is this going?
You're correct. But do you think she's gonna die in the
I know
Ahsoka
I'm correct.
show?
We just have to see because I have no idea what the plot is at this point. So maybe if she dies like saving like Ezra or something, like I don't know. I feel like that wouldn't be like a great death though.
Yeah, I definitely, because I see this person coming from. Like, her death was great in Rebels, and like for her to come back, I mean, they probably commented this before knowing that Ahsoka was being made, so it's good to see like that show and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Here is the next one.
The cartoons are for kids and shouldn't be canon.
This one triggers me. This one makes my blood boil and it makes me want to punch
We're
something.
gonna spend a whole freaking. We could spend a whole freaking episode telling you why you're wrong because you are, and I hope you don't sleep at night.
I hope you just talk to someone and resolve your troubles because I don't know why you're attacking the. You are the type of person, whoever you are, who thinks animation is just for kids.
Okay, I love how our different approaches is like mine. I'm like, I hope you suffer, and then you're just like, I hope you get help and rethink your life.
Well, I really do because no, you're the type of person that won't go see Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse because you think it's a kids movie, and I'm right because I just what the heck?
I want to know your reasoning. Like, is it just because it's animation? What's wrong with animation?
They probably tried the first few episodes of each show and was like,
oh, it's for kids. Oh no.
That's what went down. I'm telling you right now.
Like, if you get to past the first season of Rebels, and then it gets like really dark, and then you're like, oh, for it, because this is not for kids. Same with Clone Wars
and Bad Batch. Yeah.
Literally any Star Wars show, you're like, oh, especially the first episode of Bad Batch where they realize that they're actually shooting civilians and not droids. And they're like, oh, these are actual people. And then, like, that's not for kids.
Also, we're going to talk about how Bad Batch is the first Star Wars animated show that showed blood.
When?
Crosshairs episode in season 2. It was, like, in the snow, remember?
Oh, right.
And then everyone was like, wow, that's the first time that's ever happened. I'm like...
It is weird, especially, like, in Clone Wars, where there, like, is a lot of blood. And it's a kid's. It's a kids.
It's a Clone Wars kid.
Yeah, I feel like it was a little war, and I still can't believe that no blood was shown the entire time. Again, another, like, scene not for kids isn't it in, like, the Empire arc where they're literally, like, shooting, like, at each other?
Oh, yeah, that's awful.
Yeah, and they're like, wait. And then, like, a lot of clones die because of that, and then, like, that's not for kids. Imagine watching kids, you're like, oh, yeah.
Including the, King. Waxer, I think, died in that one. Yeah, I think he did.
That doesn't mean... Oh my gosh, what is the sniffing in this episode?
I'm crying. Okay, next one. This one is gonna knock your... Can we move on?
I had something to say.
What were we gonna say?
It's cutting me off. You're so mean.
Okay, what were you gonna say?
What was I gonna say?
I don't know.
Oh, like, I was a kid watching Clone Wars, and a lot of the arcs traumatized me as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
The few I can...
The snake worm one?
Yes! I remember I was watching with our dad, and literally saw a snake worm go into a guy's nose, and I was, like, hiding my eyes, and Dad's like, is this too scary? And I was like, no! Also, I think it's, like, one of the, like, very last episodes of season 6, obviously, not the last one anymore. Sorry. Where Yoda, like, goes in the bus where he's talking to, like, Qui-Gon and, like, Obi-Wan and everyone. He's like, this is not real. And Dooku's eyes start glowing red. Don't know why that terrified me as a kid, but it did because it was literally terrifying. And I was like, this is scary. Glowing eyes. Come on, I was a baby, dude.
Okay, we need to, like, wrap this up because it's getting late for us. So I'm just gonna, like, sort through and see which ones we should end with.
You do a part 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Sweet Caroline.
This one's gonna knock your socks off. And I don't think we should really go much into this because I think it's a joke.
What? I have no socks on, so what's it gonna...
It's gonna shock you so much you're not gonna talk. Okay, ready for this?
We'll see about that.
Palpatine did nothing wrong. This is the Thanos movement. Are we gonna talk about how the entire empire was based off of the freaking Nazis? And you're gonna tell me that Palpatine did nothing wrong?
What do you mean by that? Like, going through every piece of Star Wars media and seeing what Palpatine has done, you're saying that's justified though. Like, you seeing all these people get killed? It's justified though. Like, what's wrong with that?
We're not gonna go much into it because
murdering villages that literally did nothing wrong and they're completely innocent.
Yeah, it's fine. Like,
what is wrong with that?
Has to be a joke.
Please tell me that is. Because I think we have a serial killer on our hands here.
Okay.
So Ted Bundy did nothing wrong.
Oh my God.
Filoni is great with large crap, but can't write smaller stories for crap.
I kind of see where they're coming from. And I agree.
What do you mean smaller slash
Like,
large?
I think they mean that he's good with... It's because I think I blurred the wrong word out. I think that was supposed to be arcs, and I was so tired. Sorry, it had a swear word, and I blurred it, but I blurred the wrong word. It was supposed to say, Filoni is great with large, arcs, but bad with, one episode. Single episodes. And I kind of see it.
How we see him do, one episode, and, I need an example.
Bad Batch does a lot of one episodes. That obviously, builds towards, but... Yeah, Bad Batch doesn't have a lot of arcs.
You mean, the treasure hunting episode?
Clone Wars does a lot of single episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see where you're coming from, honestly. And that's just a fact at that point, because you're not wrong at all, and I can't refute that point.
I think when he does, short episodes, they end up just being fillers, or they just end up being really boring with, a small thing that, contributes to the plot.
I'm sorry, I was just thinking about the treasure hunting episode. That really contributed nothing to the plot. Except making me want to shoot Juicy Girl. I'm sorry. We need to explain this.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So in the trailer, the first trailer that we saw
for
season 2, for Bad Batch season 2, we see her for a full 2 seconds, and her only line, well, she has multiple lines, leading up to this one line, and all she says, "How juicy." And from there on, me and Macy have just called her Juicy Girl, and it's not going to change. Sorry. Well, you're just going to have to know this from now on.
Yeah, no, because I know her name is Fee. I found that out the hard way because people got attacked when I called her Juicy Girl. But I'm still calling her Juicy Girl because that's her only personality trait.
I was going to say a joke, but you know what? I saved y'all from it.
Why? Why? What was the joke? Are you going... Is it a bad joke, or are you just going into your cringy old podcast?
No, I'm going into my middle school boy phase.
Okay, then we're not getting into it.
It was funny in my mind, but I'm not going to share. I'm going to spare you guys from clicking off this episode.
If they haven't already.
Yeah. No one's listening.
Okay, is my turn? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, this one says, Episode 1, which is The Phantom Menace, shouldn't exist, but its story should still be canon. Episode 2 should be Episode 1, and an alternate Episode 2 should have been said during the Clone Wars.
You're not wrong, but I don't get how they would do a movie set in the Clone Wars, because I feel like that needed to be a show, not a movie. And I don't know how they would do that. I don't know what the plot would be.
I don't know how they would do removing Episode 1 from not existing, because... I see, because they said it should still be canon, but you kind of need that movie to, understand Anakin and his whole entire thing.
And Obi-Wan's whole thing.
And Maul,
It's kind of essential. I know it's boring. No, I don't. I've never seen it.
It's boring. It's boring.
Everyone clicks off because they're like, nope. And it's just not good. But it has essential information, especially... when it first came out in theaters, if you hadn't seen that information, you would have no idea what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry I know it sucks, but cry about it.
Okay, here's yours.
The Ghost is better ship than the Millennium Falcon.
That is incorrect.
Okay, the Millennium Falcon is iconic. And
nothing can beat the Millennium Falcon.
Nothing can beat it, but the Ghost is a very close second. I love that ship to death.
Mm-hmm.
1, homey. Beautiful. 2, big, but not too big.
Yeah.
And cozy, again. And it's just pretty.
It's amazing in every way.
Because, let's be honest, the Millennium Falcon is not pretty. It's pretty janky.
Okay, but, the hallways around it, I love those.
They're giving the hallways in Hoth.
Yeah. I love the Millennium Falcon.
Mm-hmm. It's iconic. And but also, the Ghost is so underrated, and it's such a good ship. There's so many good ships in Star Wars, but I feel like those are the main 2 ones. What are the other ones?
There's so many, and you can't list any.
I'm trying to think of,
There's the Marauder. There's...
Okay, love the Marauder. It's not homey, though.
No, it's not. Omega doesn't even have a freaking bedroom, dude.
She's like, well, we're not getting shot at, which is 90% of the time. This is my room.
I love that line.
Which also has guns in it.
I love that line, dude. She's like, well, we're not being shot at. Like,
or chased, which is most of the time. I've never spent a minute in there because we're always getting chased 24/7. It never stops. Okay. And then there's the ship in Fallen Order, but it's a good ship. It's pretty. But it's not homey. Well, some parts are. Like the eating part, like the kitchen part.
Oh yeah.
That's homey. The cockpit is homey, and the...
Hello?
I'm trying to think of the areas. You never see, like, the bottom half, because there is a ladder that goes into it. And if you read the book, which please don't, if you haven't, please never read it. Please. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, you're like, there's a book, don't search for it. Please. Never. Ever. Don't. Save yourself the time and effort. And your mental well-being, don't read that book. And then, but it says that there's like bunks underneath, but you never see that, so.
You never see like the bunks in the Marauder either.
Is there bunks? Where do they sleep?
Where else would they sleep?
No, well, is this supposed to be like a ship that you sleep on?
I don't think originally, but they said that they modified it.
Yeah, but I just thought that meant they added more guns and crap. Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm
Text
sure
on it.
they would.
I thought he just like improved like the shields and crap, like modified like.
Okay, where else would they be sleeping?
All the time you see them sleeping in chairs, so maybe that's where they sleep.
Oh my gosh! Please get a bunk room.
Their back hurts so much.
Wait, literally all I've imagined is like when they go to bed, it's like them going to a bunk room. Like, and I just figured, but I guess it makes sense because if they did have a bunk room, they would probably let Omega sleep in crosshairs.
But they don't have bunks.
Please get them.
Because you know why? They're not supposed to sleep there. Because think about it, in war, you sleep in like camp. And then like when they go back to Camino, they have their room. So why would they ever need to sleep on their ship?
Yeah, but they said that they are always gone like long periods of time because they work alone. Like, wouldn't you want freaking bunks?
Well, yeah, because they choose to work alone.
Yeah. And
so like
so
they're like, oh, I'd rather not work with rags and sleep in chairs.
Please get bunks.
Their back has irreversible damage from sleeping on those chairs.
Okay.
They look so uncomfy.
Let's do 2 more. I do 1 more, you do 1 more, and then we'll stop. Because it's getting late. Okay.
Shut up.
It's literally almost midnight.
Spooky.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, we need to go to bed. I'm not
Can I talk? Okay, Rogue One is an incredibly dull and boring film. Only good part was the last 10 minutes. I attempted to rewatch it last year, and I was so bored that I just turned it off.
Okay, I haven't rewatched it in a while, but I do remember it, and it's a good movie.
It's one of the best Star Wars movies, to be honest. It's so good. I love that movie.
It probably is, like, the best. I'm sorry.
I feel like the beginning is a little slow, but after that it picks up.
It's a good movie, and how can you find it boring?
I don't know.
Except for the last 10 minutes. You mean where they die?
They're like,
hallelujah, it's finally over.
They're just like, and then I turned it off.
They're like, I only watched it to see them die, and then that's it. And also adding Andor with it, then you see like more perspective of the movie, so it adds more greatness to the movie. So
and Bad Batch has been building more upon it as well. Yeah. Okay, last one, Ashley. Let's do it.
Let's see if it's a banger. Okay, Empire Strikes Back is the least enjoyable film to watch. It's just so slow and leads up to the least intense or fun lightsaber duel ever. Just like 2 clashes, and then each character says a paragraph.
This was made in like 1970. This movie had literally they couldn't do much with their lightsaber duels, bruh.
And it was good for its time. Like, what are you talking about? It's a good movie. Like, the humor, just because Han Solo's in it.
Literally, Empire Strikes Back is so good.
Such a good movie. The plot is amazing. And if you don't enjoy it, cry about it. That sounds like a you problem.
This episode is just us entirely making fun.
That sounds like you can't enjoy the finer things in life and you have no taste. So how about you go in the corner and think about what you did?
Okay, literally though, like we agreed on all of these opinions. We need to like disagree about something.
No.
We
need controversial
more
ones.
drama.
We need that drama.
We'll do a part
The
2.
heat.
We'll do part 2, and I will find more juicy ones.
Okay. The
Juicy.
Juicy girl.
So yeah. Any last words?
Not really.
Okay, we'll be back next week, I promise.
You guys should make Texas Roadhouse rolls like I did, because I'm cool like that. And if you want to be cool like me, you should make rolls.
You're not their favorite. We've been over this.
I am their favorite.
Oh.
Yeah,
You're the cringiest one.
I'm not.
Or at least you were the cringiest one.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see.
The new ones, I'm the funny one.
Excuse me.
I'm not saying you're not funny. I'm just the funnier one.
Okay, no, I think we started too late, because now I'm not really in like the laughing mood.
I know.
We need to start recording at like 7.
Oh.
Susty. Yeah, that should work. So,
oh my gosh.
if this episode felt boring, sorry. I'm kind of tired. But next week will be better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember what we're doing next week.
I'll be even funnier than I usually am.
Yay. Just kidding.
That's not very nice.
Okay. Do you remember what we used to say at the end of our episodes?
I think we literally just like said bye or something because we're lame like that.
Well, thanks for listening. And we'll see you next week.
Hopefully. I mean, yes.
Yes,
we will.
We have it planned. Okay, ready?
Bye.
Bye.